Powerful psychological influences on our spending is a cognitive bias known as anchoring. This bias occurs when we rely too heavily on the first piece of information we receive, even if it's irrelevant to the actual value of a product or service. Imagine you're shopping for a new laptop. You walk into a store and the first one you see is a top-of-the-line model priced at $2,000. Later you find a more modest laptop for $1,000. That second laptop seems like a bargain, even if it's more expensive than you initially planned to spend. Retailers often exploit anchoring by placing expensive items next to cheaper ones, making the latter seem more appealing. To avoid falling prey to anchoring, it's crucial to do your research before making a purchase. By being aware of anchoring, you can weigh your options objectively and make more rational spending decisions. Our brains are wired to seek immediate rewards. This desire for instant gratification can wreak havoc on our spending habits. We often prioritize immediate pleasure over long-term financial well-being. Think about the last time you saw a limited-time offer or a flash sale. These marketing tactics prey on our innate desire for instant gratification, creating a sense of urgency and scarcity. We're more likely to make impulsive purchases when we feel like we might miss out on a good deal. However, constantly giving in to instant gratification can derail our long-term financial goals. Before making a purchase, especially a significant one, take some time to consider its long-term implications. By pausing and reflecting before we buy, we can make more mindful decisions that align with our long-term well-being. We've all been there. You're feeling down, stressed, or anxious, and suddenly, a shopping spree sounds incredibly appealing. We often turn to shopping as a way to boost our mood, a phenomenon known as retail therapy. While indulging in the occasional treat can be harmless, emotional spending can quickly become problematic. The temporary high we get from buying something new is just that, temporary. The guilt, regret, and financial strain that often follow can leave us feeling worse than before. To break free from this cycle, it's crucial to develop healthier coping mechanisms for dealing with stress and negative emotions. Exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or connecting with loved ones are all effective ways to boost your mood without breaking the bank. By addressing the underlying emotions, you can take control of your spending and avoid the pitfalls of retail therapy. Section 5. Keeping up with the Joneses. The social pressure to spend. Humans are social creatures and we're hardwired to seek belonging and acceptance within our social groups. This innate desire to fit in can have a significant impact on our spending habits. We constantly compare ourselves to others, and we often feel pressured to keep up with their lifestyles, even if it means living beyond our means. This phenomenon, known as keeping up with the Joneses, is fueled by social media. Platforms like Instagram and Facebook bombard us with curated images of people's seemingly perfect lives, creating a sense of inadequacy and envy. To break free from the pressure to consume, it's essential to redefine what truly matters to you. Instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own values, goals, and aspirations. Remember, true contentment comes from within, not from external validation. Section 6. Marketing Mastery: How Brands Hack Our Minds. We're constantly bombarded with subtle and not-so-subtle messages designed to influence our spending habits. One of the most effective marketing techniques is the use of scarcity. By creating a sense that a product is in limited supply, marketers tap into our fear of missing out, making us more likely to make an impulsive purchase. Think about those limited-time offers, and while supplies last messages. Another powerful tactic is social proof. We're more likely to buy something if we see that others are buying it too. By understanding the psychological tactics employed by marketers, we can become more discerning consumers. By being aware of these tactics, you can make more conscious, deliberate purchasing decisions. Section 7. Mindful Spending Strategies for Smarter Financial Decisions. Now that we've uncovered some of the hidden psychological factors that influence our spending habits, let's explore some practical strategies to make more mindful financial decisions. One of the most effective ways to gain control of your spending is to create a budget. Start by tracking your income and expenses for a month or two to get a clear picture of where your money is going. Then identify areas where you can cut back on unnecessary expenses. This might involve eating out less, canceling subscriptions you don't use, or finding more affordable alternatives for everyday purchases. Once you have a budget in place, stick to it as much as possible. It can be helpful to use budgeting apps or tools to track your spending and stay on top of your finances. Before making a purchase, ask yourself whether it's a need or a want. Section 8. The power of pre-commitment, outsmarting your future self. We often make plans with the best of intentions, but when faced with temptation, our resolve can crumble. This is because our brains have two conflicting systems, the planning self and the doing self. To overcome this internal conflict, we can leverage the power of pre-commitment. This involves making decisions in advance, when our planning self is in control, to limit the options available to our future, more impulsive selves. By pre-committing to our financial goals, we can outsmart our future selves and make it easier to stick to our long-term plans. Section 9. Conclusion: from irrational consumers to savvy spenders. Our spending habits are not solely driven by rational decision-making. However, by understanding these hidden influences, we can become more conscious, deliberate consumers. By recognizing our spending triggers, practicing mindful spending habits, and leveraging strategies like pre-commitment, we can break free from the cycle of impulsive purchases and financial regret. It's about making intentional choices that align with our values, our goals, and our overall well-being. Let's embark on this journey to become more savvy spenders, making choices that support our long-term happiness and fulfillment. Remember to like and subscribe.